Some games win you over with beauty and precision and depth, and others win you over by letting you roundhouse kick your boss out a 30th story window while dual wielding staplers. Guess which one this is? I'm Elliot, welcome to Short Games. This is a show where we talk about video games with a short runtime and a big impact. Today we're talking about a gem of a game called Stick It to the Stickman. At first glance it looks like nonsense. Floppy stick figures throwing wild kicks in office hallways, rag dolls colliding into desks, paper flying everywhere. But underneath the chaos, there's an incredibly smart design. It's a game that keeps rewarding you, keeps evolving, keeps dangling carrots until you've lost hours to just one more run. I want to unpack why this game works, because Stick It to the Stickman is secretly a masterclass in feedback design, physics comedy, and the fine art of never letting the player get bored. So what is this game? You start as a nameless office worker, a literal stick figure in a tie. You're showing up for your first day at a dystopian corporation. The onboarding process, a massive fist fight against every employee in the building. The premise is pretty simple. You climb a skyscraper floor by floor. You're fighting off increasingly ridiculous coworkers, managers, and bosses. It's part beat 'em up, part roguelike. Each floor ends with a choice of upgrades. You can get new moves, weapons, or abilities, and they get added to your deck or list of attacks. Every attack and combo happens in a specific order, so your choice is strategic and you can upgrade each one. At first, you're just throwing sad little punches, but by floor 3, you're roundhouse kicking people out of windows, and by floor 10, you're dual wielding staplers while spitting fireballs. By floor 20, you're basically an unstoppable corporate demigod. It's absurd. But that absurdity is built on smart stacking systems that keep you hooked. Let's start with the physics. The combat is ragdoll driven, which means your stickman and the enemies you're fighting, they're not rigid animation locked fighters. They flop, they stumble, and they collide in ways that are unpredictable and hilarious. It's chaotic. But it kind of feels right because the game leans into that unpredictability. Success feels like a mix of skill and slapstick luck. It's like Jackie Chan meets a Looney Tunes sketch. But the real hook is the evolution. Every few fights, the game pauses to offer you an upgrade, and the upgrades are nuts. You might add a spinning back kick, or the ability to hurl coffee across the room, or a move where you just collapse forward onto enemies like a human bulldozer. Each new move gets added to your pool of attacks, so as you mash the attack button, your stickman cycles through everything you've collected in order. And by the end of a run, you're stringing together combos that are absurdly unique to your build. It's a notch above Vampire Survivors automatic combat. You're making upgrades that change throughout the course of your run, but nothing so complex that you end up getting lost in menu systems. The upgrades are physical comedy first and power fantasy second. The fun isn't just becoming stronger, it's watching how broken and ridiculous your character becomes along the way. Now, let's talk about juice. Juice is a term game designers use to describe the polish that makes actions feel satisfying. It's the screen shake when you land a hit, the little bounce when you click a button, the exaggerated animation that sells the impact. Stick It to the Stickman is overflowing with juice. But the juice, it isn't just in the fights, it's everywhere. Take the menus, for example. Every time you pause to pick an upgrade, the UI feels alive. It bounces, it stretches, it reacts to you like it's in on the joke. The whole screen celebrates your decisions. Why does that matter? Because every run has dozens of little pauses where you stop, you scan your options, you make a decision. In most roguelikes, that's dead air. In Stick It to the Stickman, it feels like gameplay. The devs treat the UI with the same care as combat. It's another surface for humor, for style, for feedback, and that keeps you engaged instead of impatient. So even when you're not drop kicking someone through a desk, the game is still rewarding you with spectacle and personality. And that's no accident. This is Free Lives, the South African studio behind Broforce, Genital Jousting, and Terra Nil. There's the same philosophy of more feedback, more delight. It is baked right in to Stick It to the Stickman. That's why the game never feels like it slows down. If I had to sum up Stick It to the Stickman's design philosophy, it's this. Always give the player something. Finish a floor, here's a new move. Land a hit, here's a ragdoll explosion of comedy. Lose a run, here's a reason to laugh instead of rage quit. The feedback loop is incredibly tight. There's no downtime when you feel stuck. Compare that to a lot of roguelikes where losing means starting from zero, grinding your way back up. Here, because the core loop is so short, one floor, one upgrade, repeat, you're constantly moving forward. This is a game that wants to be played, and it is always encouraging you to do so. We also have to talk about the humor. This game could have been just another physics brawler, but the corporate satire adds another layer. Your Stickman is literally fighting middle managers, HR reps, and CEOs. It allows us to tap into a power fantasy that feels quite universal.
Gross. Unions are the worst. Make them go away.
So what's the lesson here? For me, Stick It to the Stickman proves a few things about game design. Feedback is greater than fidelity. You don't need realistic animations or fancy graphics. If your game reacts with enough juice, players will feel it. You should reward early and you should reward often. The best roguelikes never leave you hungry. Every floor has a carrot. And failure can be fun. If losing makes players laugh or learn, they will happily try again. And those lessons are why this silly Stickman brawler is so compelling. It's a reminder that chaos, when designed with care, can be just as compelling as precision. That sometimes the dumbest things are the smartest design choices. If you want to check it out, Stick It to the Stickman is available now on Steam. I will include a link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Don't miss the next episode of Short Games. Drop a comment below with your wildest Stickman build. I love to hear what upgrades broke your run. If you want more behind the scenes content and news on our game studio and our debut game, check out our Substack. I'll include a link in the description as well. Until next time, I'm Elliot from Human Computer. Thanks for watching.